Oh, yeah. Oh, the battery's just charging over there, Coach, behind Luigi. But yeah, no, nothing. All right, jiu-jitsu class. We're gonna get started. Just a second here. Mic'd up, mic'd up. The mic is hot. It's a hot mic. World Cup 2026. Let's go, Bosnia. When do they play?
Bosnia?
And U.S.
Oh, they're playing in the U.S.?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck them, dude. Not really a Bosnia. Not me. Not this guy. Not today. I think we lost to Turkey, right?
What up, dude? How are you doing? You sticking around for jits?
No, unfortunately,
Why not, dude?
we gotta go back and go after it.
You gotta do some jits with me.
Jits?
Caleb.
I'm doing jits eventually.
Back to the Ville, huh?
Yeah. Wait, that's your hood. Or
Sacramento
close-
is. Yeah.
Close-ish.
It's close-ish. Close-ish.
All right, my guy. You're out of here? Yeah, I'll walk.
If you want to
gotta
go
go.
for kids toys, apparently Five Little Monkeys is doing something. Yeah,
Yep,
so-
they're doing a sale.
I didn't know that they even had a Five Little Monkeys open there.
It's a warehouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get you a little pink
Yeah.
plane.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go today. I can't train.
See, dude. Yeah, you take it easy.
Let me know about Davey. Just call me if you want.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I gotta see my dad. That's priority one. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, just let me know. The invites,
Cool.
it's there. if you
Yeah,
want it.
absolutely.
And sorry about yesterday again.
Oh, it's all good, man. Did you said you saw Dan though?
I went to help him lift something.
Hey, see you, man.
for
Take
like
it easy.
For
Yeah.
like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
But to be honest, dude, it just like I would have much rather had you.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah. So yesterday was so hectic.
It
So
was hectic
yeah.
for me at work.
Yeah.
It was just,
Yeah.
like, just too many crosswires.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah. I didn't want to I was like, if he remembers, it's all good. But
Yeah,
actually, I needed the extra
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
We all do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, let me know.
Yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah. I'll see you. Have a good weekend. I'll see you next week.
I will.
Yeah.
You're here this weekend?
Nope. I'm leaving after this.
Where you going?
Back to the sack.
Oh, right. Okay.
Cool. Appreciate you. Okay, cool. Hey, we're even. So, let's get started. Jerwin's my partner. Just some hand fighting to warm up, but I want you guys to focus on what we're trying to do today, okay? What hand fighting entails is just basically looking to grab our partner, right? And not let them grab us. So I want hands on my partner, wrists, elbows, collars, okay? I could also not just use my hands, but my whole arm, right? To hook. Under hooks, right? Over hooks. I could also hook with my Russian tie or hook with my arm drag, okay? But today's theme is getting outside of partner's elbows, all right? Outside of partner's elbows and wrists, okay? Anytime I can get my partner's hands low, that opportunity will present itself with opportunities for arm drags or Russian ties, okay? So I want you to look for those two positions, but if you're working on your underhooks, if you're working on some other tie-up, that's totally fine. But that's it. That's all you're trying to do. It's just work on your grip fighting, working on tie-ups, looking to get outside of elbows, okay? Let's partner up. I'll set the clock for 1 minute. After every minute, switch partners, all right? Plenty of room on the mat, so make sure you spread out. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. You guys can move into the center mat. See you. Take care. You're all good. You're all good. All right, nice switch partners. Gee, come on in. We're doing some grip fighting. Let's go. Get started. Using this as our warm-up. Just grip fighting, yep. Not a mucho. All right, guys. So now we're going to start in that position we were looking for, okay? We're going to start in that Russian tie arm drag position. So Jerwin's my partner, okay? You can choose. It's player's choice. You can choose the Russian tie, okay? Or you can choose the arm drag position. Now, both of these positions have you outside of your partner's wrist and elbow, okay? A third position that I offered was what's called the key lock, okay? So the key lock, you can start from here too. So if you're struggling with the Russian tie or the arm drag, I can come around and set you up with what's called the key lock, okay? From this position, all I want you to do is hold on to it for as long as possible, okay? Once partner breaks free, which they will eventually, now the game continues. And the goal is to get to that starting position. So Jerwin's going to look to either get to a Russian tie or an arm drag. Boom, he wins. So he's going to look to get behind my elbow and wrist and his chest to my tricep. We'll call that the win condition, okay, to make sure it's clear. Now, just to put in a little extra spicy something, anytime you get a body lock underneath both partners' shoulders, that's also a win, okay? So alternating, person who starts, starting position is behind elbow and wrist, chest on the tricep, Russian tie, or arm drag, okay? You may also start from this key lock position, okay? Your goal is to ride the bull, all right? Stay on this grip for as long as possible. Once partner breaks free, the game continues, and now you're both looking for the same thing, which is an arm drag grip, chest behind elbow and wrist, and touching tricep, Russian tie grip, Or if you're able to get there, maybe even a key lock, okay? The other win condition was what? Fill in the blank. Correct, body lock. Arms clasped below partner's shoulders, okay? Whether it's with an arm, without an arm, I'll even count both arms clasped, okay? Cool. So go ahead with your partner, okay? And I'm going to switch it up a little bit. You guys stay together, okay? I'm going to have Brandon here with Jerwin. Jensen, you'll be with Gio, okay? Let's go. Hands up. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. A little early on that one, Dylan. We'll work on that too. All right, let's go. Correct, yeah. You already have the All right, cool. So, fantastic. Now, the purpose of that last game we played was to try to hold on to the grip for as long as possible, okay? We want to increase our capacity to hold on to the grip, which will give us more opportunity to get to a leg, get to the back, get to the head, all right? The main focus with being behind the elbow in this situation is to get behind our opponent. So we're going to prioritize that the highest, okay? I'm going to give you some other options too. So we're going to start in those grips, one of those grips, whether it's the Russian tie, the arm drag, or the key lock, okay? But the goal remains the same wherever you choose to start. The goal is to A, while remaining behind wrist and elbow, grab the person's far hip behind, okay? B, picking up a leg at any point. Or C, controlling the head with hands locked, okay? Now, what I want you guys to think about is swinging on monkey bars, okay? The first monkey bar is this grip here. The second monkey bar is one of those three options. So I want you to swing from this grip to the next, from this grip to the next, okay? And once you get to one of those spots, that's a win. Let's make it interesting. Let's add a 3-second time to completion. So once I'm here, try to stay behind. 1, 2, 3, okay? It doesn't matter whether you're controlling this arm or not. What I'm more concerned about is you being behind it, okay? That's what's going to allow me to do what I'm trying to do. If Jerwin's arm is in between us, that's not the same, okay? And I want you to be able to identify that. All right, so we're here, 1, 2, 3, or maybe 1, 2, 3, or finally 1, 2, 3. And those are all wins for me. Person who's being controlled, Jerwin in this case, is simply trying to break free from the grip, okay? So person who's controlling, try to give yourself as much of an advantage as possible. Try to get the person's weight forward, inside head positioning, 3, 2, 1, go. Clasp onto a leg, clasp onto the hip, clasp onto the head, okay? Any of those three would be a win, okay? I'm going to switch the partnerships up a little bit, but first, are there any questions? Chi?
Can we reset if we get to a situation where one person is single, the other person has the head?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Yeah, that's a really good question. I would say that is kind of a shootout, right? Let's say Jerwin was the person controlling the leg, okay? My priority would be to free and break out of it, okay? If I was the person who started attacking, my priority would be to end with a close connection that's not threatened by him at all, okay? So you can use those threats to try to break free. But remember, Jerwin's defending, I'm attacking, and just have that mindset throughout the game, okay? I'm on offense, and he's on defense. He's trying to break through to neutral. No, that's fine, though. Yeah, it's a really good question. Okay, so let's switch up the partnerships. I'm going to have Gio with Chi. Jerwin and Jensen will be together. And then Brandon, Dylan, and Chirk. You guys will rotate, okay? Go from attacking to defending out. Attacking, defending out. All right? Any questions, guys? Switching roles every time? Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Time. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys some solutions. Usually I like having you guys talk to each other and all that good stuff, and I think it's really helpful. But right now I'm going to give you some solutions and some ideas, and then we're going to play the same situation again, okay? I want to talk about 3 things, all right? Number 1, well, first off, what was my priority? What's my priority when I'm behind the elbow? Take the back, correct. Okay, I'm trying to create back exposure. All right, so any given opportunity, that's option 1. So let's say right off the bat, I'm faster than he is, or Jerwin doesn't move. Okay, boom, I'm gonna go for that. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So knowing that, Jerwin's gonna try to move away to not allow that to happen. Okay, so a couple things are available when that happens. All right, number 1 is going for that leg. So it's scary, but remember, we got to swing from one monkey bar to the next, okay? So I'm on one monkey bar, Jerwin's moving, okay? You're going to have to release to get to that next attack, okay? If person's low, let's say his head is low and he's trying to get his hip as far away as possible, that is when I'm going to see that opportunity for that front headlock, okay? If Jerwin's ripping his arm out, that's when I'm going to see that opportunity for the single leg, okay? So don't panic because they're moving. Try to identify what is available. The head, the leg, the far hip, okay? Another thing I want to say is make sure you are starting with a good, strong base. So you are starting with your head inside, your partner's weight forward, okay? And I feel athletic here. I feel like I'm in control. Because this drill, this game is for me, okay? He is assisting me by giving me a look and giving me a realistic situation, okay? So I'm going to use that to my advantage, right? And I'm going to start in a heavy-footed position, head on the inside, arm controlled. Again, if you want, feel free to start from that key lock. It's going to give you a little bit more time, okay? Guys got it? We're going to play it again, and then we'll move on to our next situation. Same partners, same thing, just some key details for you guys to focus on. You guys got it? Let's do it. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Nice. Good. Okay. Any questions about that one? You guys are doing good, both offensively and defensively. Okay? I think sometimes it's scary when you have that grip to commit to the next thing. All right? If I were to if I were to give myself some feedback, I would say next time we do something like this, I would maybe not have you guys start so static and maybe have you guys start from like moving around. And as you're moving, right, player who is the attacker, right, can move at the same time and say ready, set, go, right? And then you can start. Because like that static hold, you're both just kind of like, right? You're just kind of like bracing for impact. So maybe a little bit of fluidity would help loosen things up and make things more available, okay? All right, cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to start from half guard, all right? We're focusing on what? What's the focus for today's class? What was like the main theme? If you were here Tuesday, Thursday, and now today, it's the exact same class. If anyone has really good vision, you can see it written on the board. Okay? Who remembers last week? What were we doing last week? Not quite. Yes, underhooks. There it is. Being underneath the shoulder, being underneath the elbow. Okay? So, what are we focusing on today? I'll give you a hint.
Behind the elbow?
Behind the elbow. Exactly. Behind the elbow. Outside of the elbow. That's the theme for today's class. All right? Dominating that outside the elbow space, right? Underhook was last time, being inside of the elbow, okay? Now we're going outside of the elbow, all right? We're exploring that space. So we're going to start from half guard. Jerwin will be on top. I'm going to be on bottom, okay? We're going to hook our legs, okay, like two links, just like that. So his leg is curved, my leg is curved, and they're both linked, okay? Partner on top, your elbows will be on the mat. Good? And I'm going to take my arm, I'm going to reach through his and grab his tricep. Okay? My goal for this game is simple. Create height while remaining outside of the elbow and clasp onto partner's far side. It could be anywhere between the hip and the armpit. I just want this arm behind and clasping for, let's say, 3 seconds. Okay? So, again, as long as you're behind the elbow, your head is higher than your partner's, and you grab here, this is the win scenario, okay? The other way you can win on bottom is if at any point, while remaining outside of the elbow, you can roll your partner and become the top player, okay? That's an instantaneous win, all right? So if at any point I can roll my partner and become the top player. Partner's job is simple, okay? They want to not have me be behind their elbows. So they're going to look to keep their head higher than mine and place their hands on my hip. Instantaneous win. You can see here, I am not behind Jerwin's elbow anymore. I would have to work to get behind it, and then that will allow me to elevate my head higher than theirs, grab that far hip, and get chest to back, okay? I'm going to scale this for the person on bottom because some of us might have a lot more experience in this position than others. So if you want to make this harder for yourself, not only are you looking to get head height, behind elbows, hand on hip, but you could also add elevating hip off the mat, okay? If that's too easy and you're just killing it with that, also add elevate, stay behind elbow, chest to back with a close connection. Okay? If that's too easy, you could even add in having to get a second hook with a close connection. Okay? I'm not doing it because I just don't want to put too much weight on Jerwin. Okay? So you can scale this as the bottom person if you want to make it harder for yourself. Always at any point, if you can roll the top person over and become the top person yourself, that's an automatic win. Okay? Any questions here? No? Okay, let's try it out, all right? I'll set the clock for a short amount of time, and then if we have questions, we can bring it back in, talk about it, and then get back out there to the lab, okay? Let's try it out. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. Arm drags from half guard. Group of 3, you can go top, bottom, out. Half guard, correct. Yes, good, nice. And then Jerwin's elbows are on the mat. Yeah, switch top to bottom, guys. For 2 minutes, And you guys are going to do a little feedback Q&A session with each other, okay? Because some of you might have more experience in this position than others. But you guys just went with each other, so you could give each other some of the best feedback. And then come up with questions, okay? Come up with observations that you can share with me and the class, and then we can maybe create some ideas for the next round, because I want to play this one more before the last set of games, okay? So 2 minutes on the clock. You guys are going to just talk to each other, chat it up, all right? You could talk about the weather or, your weekend plans if you want. I don't really care, all right? 2 minutes. This is your time. You guys have a black belt with you, so you have a big advantage.
I think you did a pretty good job, trying to come up. But I just felt like I couldn't come up there. Yeah, join the elbow. Pass it, right? Yeah, sure. If I just use the elbow as leverage to pull myself up, or I just try to make sure that it's kind of I just try to make sure I keep the elbow on this side of the center line of my body. You know what I mean? Cupping it and then moving to that side. But easier said than done. I think using the secondary hand to grab the lat or the hip or something like that is it worked pretty decent for me. I think so. Okay. I thought interestingly from the top, go press my weight down. You feel able to slow people down by keeping this off like this to make that turn around the corner a little bit more difficult. I was doing that to you. I felt because then here it's easier for you to get around, but then I felt just here I can have a little bit more control post and then come out. Does that it just makes it harder. Yeah, there's a little more space to cover. Yeah. So I don't know. I felt from the bottom, it was just trying to control the elbow and get into it, either a lat or whatever. Over there. Yeah, on top, turning that up and posting. That was at least my strategy.
Yeah.
How do you even do that? Yeah, because I was going to say, the part being on the bottom felt easier than going up against you on top.
Oh, okay. Yeah, actually.
It felt like that was a wall that I couldn't pass.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think in this game, the game, it's really close. The bottom person, definitely has an advantage already. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think so because they already cleared that arm. Yeah.
Sorry, y'all.
Okay. Yeah. So is that really strong position? That starting position? Yeah. Is that already I like that position because you've already kind of stayed you're looking at their back. It's there's not really anything stopping you from getting there. Right? Tight back. I move the back. I move immediately. I keep that space tight. Yeah. Tight. Yeah.
Okay, easier said than done. Okay. I'm gonna try it.
Okay, cool.
It's so fluid.
All right, let's start. Anything over here? Yeah, anything that came up maybe? Jensen, did you have anything that was something that worked or didn't work?
Nothing in particular.
Okay.
We were just talking about how we both felt like we were holding back.
Holding back?
Yeah.
On bottom or on top?
Just in general.
Oh, okay. You weren't maybe giving it your greatest effort. Okay. That's totally fine. I think, we could maybe see why that's good and then maybe why that's bad, right? I think rolling at 60 to 70%, majority of the time, leaning towards 60, greatest effort at 70 is actually greatly beneficial because it will allow you to train more, right? To not be completely wasted and, get more information out there. Because, high intensity training, it feels good. It feels like training. Yeah, I got something out of it. It's not necessarily sustainable, right? But I think you want to give your greatest effort. So if you felt you held back and you don't feel good about it, well, maybe this next time when we're going to play it again, I'll set a timer. try to get after it a little bit, right? Now that we know what the goal is, right? We're trying to get to our partner's back. Stay behind the elbow, okay? Get our head higher than their head, okay? And try to do that with your, greatest, safest effort, so to speak. Does that sound good? Okay, so maybe this next time our intention is a little bit more intensity, right? Or a little bit more, there's a word for it, like tenacity, like try to get after it, okay? But, again, it's good to get in the habit of rolling at a lower intensity because A, it's more sustainable, less likely to be injured, right? You drive a fast car on the freeway, 90 miles per hour every single time you drive. You might get away with it for a long time, but that one time you get in a crash, it's going to be terrible, right? So it's just something to think about. Anything over here?
I was telling Joe, like, my main strategy is the person on the east is to put my weight at the shoulder.
Yes.
Because I don't really have my near arm.
Mm-hmm.
Using that to pin him a little bit while trying to move my trap elbow across.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There,
Mm-hmm.
trying to block.
Mm-hmm.
And then sort of the counter to the way we just to roll over.
Makes it sound so easy.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the strategy right there. That's why I made those two win conditions because it's all about trying to feel the opportunities for both. If the elbow's out of the way and I feel like I don't have anything blocking me, I'm going to climb to their back. If their elbow's starting to come across and their weight is coming into me, I'm going to try to roll them over. Now, let's think. Why, right? We're trying to stay behind the elbows. We're trying to stay behind the wrist. Why does the sweep work to that side, right? Let's have someone demonstrate. Jerwin and Jensen, can you get in starting position? Okay. From this arm drag position, why does the sweep work over there? Why? What's that? True. Okay, but what makes the sweep opportunities better in that direction than in this direction towards me? Exactly. Jensen cannot post in that direction. Okay? Post. Okay, good. What the hell is a post, right? I just said this word. What the hell does it even mean? Okay? A post is basically when you put a hand out as a support, right? Your leg, your arm, sometimes your head, although I don't recommend it. Okay? But a post is basically you propping yourself up, okay? So let's say Jensen rips his arm out, his right arm, and he posts it on the outside of Jerwin, okay? Way wide. Yeah, you can put it there, Jerwin. Boom! There's the post. Crap, I can't sweep him in that direction anymore, okay? Or it's going to be much harder. Cool. Thank you, guys. Good point. Anything over here?
I feel like for my start, at least on the top, it was just like getting like the lightest trap or whatever, like just to kind of make it a little bit harder for them to initially come around and free my upper body, get it height, and then work from there, just like a little thing to like delay the progress. Yeah, and then like I don't know, from the bottom, I felt like just like incorporating the secondary hand was pretty important, like just whether it's like to support like keeping the elbow on the side or grabbing the lat first.
Yeah. Yeah. I 100% agree. So if you guys get in starting position right here, let's get someone on top. Let's have Chirk on bottom and Brandon on top, okay? So Chirk's on bottom, Brandon's on top. So one thing that I often will find, let's say Brandon steps up with his right foot. Boom, okay? Chirk, if you ever see this, one thing you could start looking for is leg entanglements. Shin to shin, get your foot to the inside, right, and start entangling that leg, okay? Let's say they start to frame, right? They start to frame with their, what's that, left arm, right? Yeah, so yeah, he's like pushing you away. He doesn't want you, right? It's actually what I will go for is I'll be hitting this, and then let's say Brandon posts on the mat with his left arm. There's that word again, post. I'll look for far side shoulder crunch. Yeah. So that's something I'll look for too. Okay? With these ideas, with this new intention, okay, the sweeps, the maybe change in intensity, the opportunities for other options. Let's play this one more time, okay? And then we'll play our final game and then open sparring till 12:30, okay? Let's go. Break on 3. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Arm drag game. Let's spread out. Hey, Chirk, why don't you take your group and head to that corner right there. Okay, time, guys. All right, last one. Last one, just so we're all kind of familiar with Armbar scenarios, okay? Now, I'm choosing armbar with the theme of fill in the blank. What's the theme? Death. Is that death? Is that what you said? What was the theme of today's class? Yep, being outside of the elbow, okay? So one thing I think about, and like, what's the main goal when being outside of the elbow? What's the main goal? Take the back, yes, good. Arm bars and back takes, they're cousins. They're very similar to each other. They're right around the corner, okay? If I can control Jerwin's arm, okay, with my hips in a traditional armbar scenario, I am very close to taking their back, okay? So I'm just trying to illuminate the fact that when I'm behind the elbow and I have an armbar, there is also potential for back takes. Not that that's going to be a thing today, but I just wanted to point that out, okay? So that's a common thread between arm bars and back takes, is that I'm behind my partner's elbow, okay? Cool, awesome, we all get that. All right, we're gonna try something a little different, all right? Person on top, control elbow, okay? Cover head, cover chest, right? Focus on keeping the person on bottom down, focus on keeping their knees pointed towards the ceiling, okay? Now, I'm going to give top person a win scenario, all right? But let's talk about what the bottom person's doing first, okay? So bottom person is trying to do, what are the two things? Who remembers from being here on Tuesday and Thursday? What are the two things? Remember one?
You're trying to get your elbow to touch the mat.
Good. Exactly. So Jerwin's going to try to split my legs apart, right? As much space as possible so he can touch his elbow to the mat. Or what was the second thing he's trying to do? Exactly, touch my back to the mat. But today, it's a little different. So Jerwin not only has to touch my back to the mat, go ahead, Jerwin, and do so. He has to get on top and cover my head with his head. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Okay? So that is his goal. Get on, touch my back to the mat, build a base, cover my head with his head for 3 seconds. Okay? Top person, you get a win scenario today too. Okay? And that is, you can choose to let the top person come on top, right? Go ahead, Jerwin, come on top. I win if, before he makes that 3-second win condition, I can knock him back over to the mat. Okay? So he comes up. All right, I'm letting him do it. He's trying to build a base. If I can maintain all of my connections and put him back on his shoulders. Okay? If that's just like way over your head, just try to stay on top for as long as possible. Okay? Don't let him get up at all, which is what we were doing on Tuesday and Thursday. Building capacity at controlling the arm for as long as possible. I'm not trying to split his hands. I'm not trying to armbar him. I'm just trying to hold this armbar position for as long as possible. Okay? And I'm also trying to work on my ability to sweep my partner. Okay? I'm behind the elbow. He can't post with this arm. There's that word again. He can't post with this arm. So as he builds up, I'm going to work on my ability to sweep my partner back down. Cool, I won. Hooray. Okay? Guys got it? Little bit different, okay? This might be kind of hard to see or, really like identify, but do your best, okay? Top person, stay on top, and you could let bottom person try to win by letting them come up and then put them back down to win, okay? Person on bottom, get your elbow free, A, or B, person on bottom, get on top, cover them, 1, 2, 3, okay? Let's try it out. Break on 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Nice, Gio. Good work. Good work. Okay, time. That was the perfect moment right there. All right, thank you guys for class. I hope you got something out of it. That last game we played, my intention was to have you guys experience putting someone back down, right? In that armbar scenario, we want to try to stay on top, okay? So as the person's knocking us over to get on top, the bottom person, we want to be able to put them back down, okay? So have that ability to sweep them. And really that feeling of doing it with someone resisting is just so rich. So, that's like the real, I think training like this is like eating whole foods, right? It's super nutritious, right? Other stuff, it's more like, it can sometimes be a little bit more like empty calories. Like you're getting training in, but it's just not as valuable as having someone resist. But it's always a seesaw for me as a coach to pair you with the right partners, to scale the games hard enough or easy enough. Like today we had Chirk, who's a black belt, training with, two experienced white and blue belts, but I tried to make the game a little bit harder for him, and you could also set the intention a little bit differently for Chirk too, right? Maybe he's not trying to win the same way every time and trying to challenge himself to win in different ways, okay? So with this method of training, you guys, remember, you're your best coach, so you kind of have to be responsible for what you're focusing on, and also responsible to ask me if anything's happening, right? Don't think that I'm just leaving you out there to figure things out completely on your own. Like, I want to help you to make sure your motivation is still there too, okay? And if you have any questions after class, feel free to ask, all right? You guys did great. Thank you so much. I'm going to set the clock for open sparring. Get in as many or as few rounds as you want to, okay? Cool, guys. Tomorrow is open mat, boxing, and striking open mat. It's all back on Sunday, back to regular Sunday schedule. Next week, no Saturday class unless someone wants to open. I don't really know. I won't be here. And Friday, no class as well due to the holiday weekend, okay? But I believe Sunday will be open, so got to set that schedule in place. Thank you guys so much. I'll set the clock, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Good class today, guys. Cool. I'll set the first round.